The bear's eyes lock on Donnie. Its eyes fill with fear, not recognizing what a turtle is. The beast whimpers and quickly flees, pulling the corpse off into the forest. Donnie turns to face the party with pride, his arms triumphantly resting on his waist. "It's okay, guys, I handled it." The hunters gesture their eyebrows to one another, mildly impressed at Donnie's ability to scare off such a beast. They continue down the track, where it splits in two directions. Two-way, north, Old Svalak Road, take to Tser Pool. South, Mount Gurkis. Ains curiously stares down the tree-canopied path to the north, and his eyes narrow on the fields to the south. A little bird told me to avoid the south road." "Bird? Like a raven?" Nicholas leers with intrigue. "Yeah, how'd you know?" "I'm still not sure if it was your dream." Ains screws up his face. "Raven is omen. You should listen." The hairy hunter urges and points to the north road. "A raven? Perhaps the Lady of Mist watches over us." Damon clings to a glint of hope. "Only he watches." Nicholas points on the looming castle. "So I've heard." Damon's smile sinks with disappointment. "Wait! What if there's like totally awesome treasure down there or something, and birds just want it for themselves?" Donnie calls after the group as they head north. Ains stops suddenly to contemplate his decision. He turns sharply to the wizard. The corner of his mouth rises. "I suppose having a look wouldn't hurt." With a dramatic gesture, the wizard summons his owl familiar. It glides down the south road over the grey hills, and through its eyes he can see a stationary dark carriage, led by two white horses. A twinge of familiarity. Near the carriage he spots a finely dressed couple who are seated beside the road having a picnic. He returns to his own mind. "Just a couple of ladies having a picnic," Donnie shrugs. "Nothing weird, apart from the fancy dress and crown, I suppose." Irina's eyes suddenly grow wide. "Crown?" "Yeah, the one with purple hair." Irina tugs on Ismark's arm. "She's the one who bit me. We have to get away now." Nicholas folds his arms. "Duh, no mess with wives of Lord. Bad news." "Wives? As in plural? That poor man!" Lucian empathetically laments. "Let us take our leave. Better to remain undetected." Damon declares and briefly inspects the group, expecting objections, but the news of vampires spurs everyone northward. Early afternoon, the party can hear the sound of upbeat music and cheering within the cloaked wood. As they creep closer, they see several tents and caravans in a small clearing. Various people dressed in brightly coloured clothes, dancing and lounging around a bonfire. "Okay, we go no more. Vistani, Nicholas grimaces, trying to find a less abrasive word. "Irritating. But maybe Madam Eva guide you from here. Udachi." He bird whistles to the other hunters and they begin to blend into the surrounding forest. "We appreciate your help," Damon softly calls after them and then addresses his group. "We must be careful. Since the vistani apparently work for Strahd, it may be best if you are hidden from them." The detective pleads to the nobles. "Indeed. Probably best we remain here." Ismark instantly agrees and begins scrutinizing the area for a secure spot. He sees a damp fell tree flanked by high shrubs. "Over there seems better than the middle of a road." Ains steps forward, his back straightened with a sense of duty, and leans on the hilt of his rapier. "I'll keep an eye on things from here, boss." The drow accompanies the nobles amongst the bushes. Lucian grimaces upon hearing the lively drumbeat. "I'm staying here. I don't do nightclubs," and grumbles his way behind the mossy tree. The rest of the party slowly make their presence known within the Vistani camp. The music dies down and the laughter stops. The revelers silently stare in anticipation. Suddenly, Blossom bursts forward, ringing the bell he got from the coach driver. "Hello, ding-ding people!" He yowls and begins to joyfully dance to its monotone tom. The Vistani erupt with a roar of delightful cheers, and the music returns. One of the brightly dressed folk approaches the group. "Come rest your bones by the fire." He places his hand against Damon's back and forces with a strong arm toward the fire pit. The others feel compelled to follow. The rogue sees several smiling drunk people lounging around the glow. A loosely gripped tankard is offered in his direction. "Come on now, we're all friends here." The strong man chortles. Damon takes the cup and swirls the liquid around, trying to see if it is poisoned. When he is satisfied it isn't, He anxiously takes a sip and perches on a log. Thank you for the hospitality. So, what are you guys celebrating? Donny purrs, eyeing a cooking pot. Being alive, my friend. It is another beautiful day in Barovia. What's not to celebrate? The vistani grins and offers the turtle a bottle with a brown liquid inside. What's this? Donny taps the glass. Oh, that's Devil's Rot whiskey, my own personal blend. Got a bit of a kick to it. The rosy man winks. Have a taste, free of charge. Donny shrugs and the cork is removed with a satisfying pop. He pours it down his throat. The man glares, mouth agape with bewilderment. Smooth. Donny grins, trying to hide any signs of the raging fire within. Got any more? He whimpers. By any chance, have you had some pastries lately? Aru questions a colourfully clad lady smoking on a pipe. Pastries? What? No, we don't eat that snob food. Everything we need comes from the forest or the pool. She points vaguely toward a murky pond at the back of the camp. Really? Things actually live there? The orc bares her teeth in disgust at the foul swamp. Blossom continues to let the music take him and prances around the fire. So, you guys got good booze? You got any good magic too? Donny queries with excitement. You should speak to Alexei, the man defeatedly states, shaking the empty bottle. Is he the boss around here? He's in charge of merchandise. The man flicks his wrist over to one of the tents. Donny gleefully waddles over and knocks on the cloth door before realizing that was pointless. He opens the curtain and sees a thin man sitting at an improvised desk, made from a crate marked with Wizards of the Wine Vineyard. The man swiftly stands and confidently strides over to Donny, blatantly inspecting him. Well, you're a curious fella, aren't you? Not seen your kind before. Donny begins to feel like a prized pig. He coughs abruptly. Can I purchase a magic? The man pauses his examination. You're looking for magic? I do have something, but I only sell special items to friends, you see. He thrusts his hand forward for a handshake. I'm Alexei. The turtle accepts. Donatello, but my friends call me Donny. So you like the big shot leader around here? Alexei strokes his beard and softly chuckles. I do most of the work, but no. I'm not worthy of that title. That would be Madam Eva. But back to the business at hand. I can sell you a rather exceptional little potion. It's how my people break through the fog. It'll be... The man scans over Donny's form again, determining his weight in wealth. For 500 gold. What? That's insane. Donny snaps. We can make it cheaper if you're willing to give me something else of value. Alexei sits down at his crate desk and invites Donny to sit next to him on an upside-down bucket. All right. Donny perches on the bucket, trying not to put his full weight down. What do you want? Meanwhile, outside the tent, Damon is passed another tankard and a plate with dry fish and mashed potatoes. Here you go, mate. Enjoy. Cooked by Sal himself. The vistani merrily points to a hairy, shirtless man stirring the pot over the fire. Damon pokes at the food to determine if it's poisoned. One of the vistani puts his arm around Damon's shoulder and forces his hostage into a sing-along, softly swaying him side to side. The detective uncomfortably accepts his fate. Aru looms over Damon, keeping her tired legs standing, allowing the pain to keep her alert. She cautiously scans over the camp, looking for potential threats, but all seem to be joyfully intoxicated. She loosens her shoulders and taps her foot to the beat of the music, while Blossom shimmies his way around the fire pit once more. Alexei leans back in his chair and puts his feet on the crate. So where are you from? Obviously not from around here. I'm from Chult. Why? Donny responds with suspicion. This land of yours, does it have any good stories? Alexei eagerly asks. I suppose. Donny tilts his head with additional confusion. You see, we Vistani were once world travellers. Our people visited many foreign places, and brought back stories and collected tales of wondrous cities, fierce creatures and memorable characters. Alexei takes his feet off the crate and leans towards the turtle. But since Barovia was locked by the mist, we rarely leave. These old tales of what lies beyond are slowly becoming distorted with every retelling. Different versions arise, disagreement begins. We need stories, something to bond us in these dark times. So the fresher the better. Alexei sits back on his chair. So do you have any? Donny rubs his chin. One about me, I guess? Alexei cups his hand around his chin with a smile, listening intently. Well, my 4 turtle brothers and I were abandoned eggs. We were adopted by a Skaven. A rat man who raised us in the sewers. He taught us totally gnarly ninja skills. But one day, some thugs from the surface came and killed our rat dad. In the chaos, I lost sight of my bros. So alone and hungry, I was forced to surface city streets, where I became the apprentice of an awesome mousefolk wizard dude, a master of death magic. After developing my arcane abilities, I worked my thesis of lickology, the art of eating anything. I went out on my journey to seek out the world's greatest recipes, and maybe find my bros, I guess. Fascinating. Alexei smiles and applauds. It's got drama, mystery, family. What's not to love? It's perfect. Sounds somewhat familiar, but I suppose you can buy one of our potions for half price. They take time to manufacture, so now, please enjoy yourself. Eat and drink your fill, my friend. It's a celebration. Donnie smirks, feeling like he accomplished something from all the praise. But you should talk to Madam Eva. She has been looking for you. Her wisdom will help guide you to your destiny. Alexei shows the turtle a larger tent stationed next to the pond. Be respectful. The wizard plods over to Damon, who is tolerating the song of the vistani. The Eva lady is looking for us, Donnie coyly whispers, not wanting to interrupt. Oh, you should go. The vistani adamantly gestures towards the yurt. The elf bolts to his feet and rolls his eyes with relief. Thank the raven, he mumbles under his breath before giving a firm smile. Pleasure. He bows slightly before marching off. Aru holds out her arm and grabs Blossom as he wiggles his way past. She begins to drag him along. Blossom, new dance! He squeals. Just as Damon is about to announce his presence, a small wrinkled lady in a floral dress, littered in jewelry and bells, shifts the curtain to one side suddenly. Damon jumps aback. You're here. Come inside. She beckons, curling her ringed finger. The tent is decorated with hand-woven carpets and embroidered pillows. A small table with melted candles is to one side, partnered with a large throne-like chair with a velvet cushion. To the other side of the table are evenly spaced 4 simple stools. The woman sinks on the throne and invites everyone to sit. I am Madam Eva. I have been expecting you. She smiles sweetly with painted lips. The party squat on the provided stools as the old woman pours a pitcher of wine into 4 wooden cups. Have you really? Damon rolls his eyes. Let me guess, you're a fortune teller. That skeptical wit will protect you, Mr. Creed. She smiles and pushes one of the cups forward. The detective suspiciously takes it, but doesn't drink. Many are gifted with sight. Donnie nods knowingly. Yes, Donatello, and some need to learn when to stop accepting gifts. Madam Eva's forehead wrinkles as she lifts her eyebrow and pushes another cup towards the wizard, who gives it the standard lick test. She then glides another goblet towards Aru, who chugs it in one, but coughs at the sour taste. In Aru, there are no guarantees in life. Our ideas may not be sweet as they seem. She grins with a golden tooth and turns to Blossom. Her lips crinkle and she softly exhales. We should speak later, Puppet. She pushes the final wine cup to him. Now, you may not know it, but it was your destiny to come to Barovia. Your fates are connected as twigs are to branches. But it is your choice how events unfold. Madam Eva pulls out a pack of cards and shuffles them effortlessly. There is one thing for certain. You shall face the Dark Lord, as many have done before. But if you can find his 3 relics, perhaps you shall end the curse once and for all. So take heed of the messages within these cards, for they hold a sundry of secrets. She flips the cards onto the table, which depicts a warlock holding a dragon skull. The symbol of hope is marked by the necromancer. Find it with a woman who hangs over a roaring fire. She taps on the second card with the bejeweled finger. It shows a cowed figure wrapped in shadows. Ancient knowledge will grant you advantage, marked by the thief. It is buried at the crossroads between life and death. She leers at the third card a moment. It contains a masked, juggling jester. The charlatan knows that the sword of legend is hidden away within a lonely mill, which stands over the precipice of evil. These are the relics which shall bring you victory. Ha! Could have been a little less cryptic. Aru groans unimpressed and folds her arms. The spirits are never clear. Donnie wiggles his claws. It's our responsibility to figure it out. What are these relics supposed to do? Damon inquires, still not completely convinced this is all a trick. These are items of power, pieces to tear down the Dark Lord's defenses and make him vulnerable. Madam Eva's mouth wrinkles. Do you wish to seek further advice? We do need all the help we can get. He reluctantly agrees, and the old woman eagerly smiles as she flips another card. The innocent, a gentle soul with holds sway over the Dark Lord, a powerful ally indeed. They are the key to ending his tyranny. I have a feeling who this may be. Damon rubs his chin thinking about Irina. Madam Eva removes a final card and looks at it without showing the others. Ah, yes, of course. This cannot yet be known. When you recover the relics, return to me and I shall reveal your final fortune. She stands and directs the party out of the tent. You may leave and do as you wish with the wisdom I've provided. Damon leads the group out of the tent, mulling over her oracle. Madam Eva puts her hand on Blossom's head and spins him around. Ask me what you need to ask. She sighs, sitting back down in her chair. The small one looks over his shoulder to make sure the others have left. So you know who I am? Of course, I have little concern about that, as long as you play your part to bring an end to the Lord's rule. That's all that matters. Madam Eva collects the cards from the table and places them back into the deck. So, do you know? Will it ever end? Only when you realize who you really are. She straightens the cards, patting them on the table. Oh, and a little advice before you go. I'd really listen to these cards. They know more than I will ever. The corner of her mouth rises. Blossom leaves the tent to find the rest of the party waiting for him. He throws his hands up dramatically. Ah! There's a lady want Blossom's spoon.